Hello, my name is Shelley and welcome back for another episode of Victoria 3 as Korea. In previous episode we were kind of pulled into a war in Spain, which of course our side lost, which actually we've got quite a bit of influence available. I'm going to start improving relations with Spain. I don't think I'll be able to get their help. Also, I suppose Russia, well, we can't really improve relations much further than that. Is there... do actually wonder, if I form an alliance... No, they will still not accept it. It's only +4 from that. Okay, no, that wouldn't really do much. Okay, so we can't do that one then. So Russia is probably not going to help. I mean, we're kind of considering options for independence. Now, one of the things that we do need to do is we need to build probably another port over here for Gwambuk, the northeastern state. We do have about 900,000 in debt right now. We've still got 15 million in the investment pool, though. And I was doing a bit of calculations, so we can allow it to go down to like at least 20,000 per week for the rest of the game. And we still probably wouldn't run out of investment pool, so we need to increase the construction speed even further. So we'll get the port built, definitely. Do we already have the level 10? Yeah, we've got level 10 in our capital. And I'm guessing both the western cities. Yeah, we do. Okay. Over here we've got quite a peasant still. Oh, that's already level 10 as well. Oh, wow. Well, I guess we'll build another construction sector over here as well. So we might lose a bit of money building these, but at the same time that will be built fairly quickly. Now, we're currently trying to pass the Parliamentary Republic, which currently, well, the landowners are rather upset about that, but I think it will probably go through. Several prominent positive reform advocates have become entangled in dispute with the Positive Church over their political activities. The other stance of the church is that its members should not be carrying out political activity outside of itself. The church is not the sole arbiter of the cause, so political strength for academic engineers and officers, or, you know what, yeah, we'll do that one. Also, that actually, speaking of officers, that reminds me, we do actually have something that we can do, and that is switching the training laws over here to have even more officers. It's 50 per barracks. So that's going to increase the... I suppose, actually, are the officers... The officers are middle strata, right? Let's see... Yeah, they are middle strata. Okay. It's actually a screen that I haven't really used too much. But it's nice to be able to see, like, all the details in a nice little separate window there. Okay, so now that we've got the construction sector, we are getting money. The investment pool is still only going down a little bit. So we might have to increase it even further. Also, we've got a little bit of transportation in here. So what I might do, I'm going to start using the rail transportation. Reduce the worker numbers or worker need, because the industrialization is still going to continue pretty quickly, I reckon. Marching against peace. Against protesters by the fierce rhetoric of Zhang Yi have carried out a march in Hanzhong, calling for military intervention against the communist regime in British Republic. No, we're not going to try to... So, the reason why they're doing that is because the president is now a socialist. Or council republic and all that. I believe Norway is as well, and I think there might be a few other nations. At least those two are for sure. Oh, United Baltic Provinces. Oh, that's part of the Prussian market. Speaking of which, Prussia is starting to get a little bit of hold of the northern Germany, so they might eventually even form the North German Federation in the 1920s. I think at some point we need to do a Germany playthrough as well. I've been putting that off because it's one of those nations that basically everyone plays a lot of the time. Because, you know, it's a strong position, I suppose, so you've got a bit of climbing up to do to form Germany and all that, of course. A bit like the Italy, I suppose, in that sense. Let's see, Industrialists, Free Trade Party, you know what, we'll just let them get the momentum. The landowners are going to be very upset right now due to the law change, but I suspect once that is over... Or once that has passed, it should be getting a bit easier. Right, so let's just go ahead and get another construction sector over here. It's already fully hired in there. We've got a little bit extra. We are going to be taking a bit of debt at the same time here, but we can still afford increasing the construction speed drastically. We're trying to calculate it so that we can keep on building at least one building at a time, and still have the investment pool dropping by about 20,000 per week. Because, you know, if it's sitting in there, it's not really going to be benefiting anyone. But we are definitely growing quite quickly on the GDP side of things. We're almost at 69 million right now. And if we have a look at Jing's GDP, they got 129, so it is less than twice what we have. Campaign financing. They're not sure we'll fund the agrarian party. At least a little bit. So there is a whole lot of things being built by the private sector, including a lot of food industries, glassworks, iron mines, steel mills, arms industry. It's a whole lot of things. Practicing positives. You know what? Yeah, sure. I did actually notice that in our population, a pretty large chunk, it's already 41% are atheists. Now, to be fair, we are going for, at this point, a very atheist run, I suppose. But yeah, there we go. Already 280 construction speed. We can increase that even further, I reckon. We're getting a decent bit of money now. Investment pool is going down a little bit. Oh, there we go. Low progress of drafting. I think we're going to go ahead and just keep on building a couple more construction sectors. We'll get another 3 over there. They'll be built fairly quickly, and then that's going to allow the investment pool to start going down a bit faster. But the amount of industry that we'll be building is going to be increasing a lot. We will need to start doing a bit of more automation stuff, I reckon, though. Because right now in Guambuk, actually, one thing that I could do... Well, there is no iron mines in here. There's a thing that maybe I could do... Oh, actually. I'm going to put nitroglycerin over here for the sulfur mine. It might be a little bit bad. Also, maybe rail transportation could be fine. Temples of Humanity. Oh, get positive temple. Education access 10%, qualification 10%, and radicals from standard of living decreases. You know what? Sure. The British Ark. Arrested communists beginning to stream into Korean prison. Figures within the government have suggested reporting the non-citizens among them to British Republic aboard a charter cargo ship. Wonderful poetic succession. Or, yeah, more loyalist in Guambuk. Or they will serve their sentences on our soil. You know what, we'll go with that one. The petty bourgeoisie might not like it as much, but that's alright. And there we go, we should be hitting probably about 300 construction speed already. And we'll let the credits be paid off for a little bit. We'll let the private sector take over all the construction all the time being. We're almost at 70 million GDP already, so that is going up quite quickly. I did also realize that in the States, we have the top 5 states in the Jing market now. By quite a wide margin, actually. That's well, actually, it's 2.3 million, so it's not that massive, but it's still quite significant margin, regardless. And there we go, arms industries, more steel mills, iron mines. Actually, how are we looking on the market itself for the goods and all that? So there's some ironclads that are being demanded. There's ammunition is pretty high in demand. Iron is in pretty high demand. What about explosives? There's a little bit demand, but it's not too bad yet. I'm going to go ahead and put in the iron mines over here to utilize the nitroglycerin as well. It does mean that a bit more people might die, but it also means a lot more iron is being produced. And there we go, we are already at 70 million GDP. That will be increasing quite a bit. So our main goal is just to get higher GDP than China. And the difference is now about 50 million. Which is a lot less than what, or a decent bit less than what it was at the start of the game. Now, at the same time, our construction speed has been increasing drastically. Now, admittedly, the investment pool is dropping quite quickly at this... Oh dear. Well, USA doesn't like us. Right, well, in that case, we might want to go ahead and start increasing our military a bit further. I'm just going to recruit another general. We'll get another... I don't know, we'll start with another 5 here somewhere. They should be built fairly quickly, and we just need to get the military in such a shape that it's very unlikely that anyone will actually invade us. At least, hopefully. I mean, we can have up to 120 battalions already defending our homeland here, so any landings will have difficulties. Of course, increasing the fleet size would also be probably a pretty decent idea. Oh, there we go, 71 million already in GDP, and still counting. I mean, if we do actually have a look at ledger, shall we? We're almost caught up with Russia now. Then catching up with Prussia is going to take a little bit longer than that. But yeah, we are definitely increasing very, very rapidly at this point. And there we go, the military size is being increased. We're getting more urban centers as well. I believe most of the urban centers have at least switched to the electric power, haven't they? I think most, if not all of them have, actually. Let's double check. Oh, the election results are in. Let's have a look at those in a moment. Oh yeah, they are all using electricity, which means that we could probably go ahead and start using the... Where's the logging camps? No, it's somewhere in the list here. There you are. But the electric sawmills, it might cause a bit of issues in some places, but it's probably not going to be too bad. Now, let's have a look at the election results. We could get... We're actually going to keep it as is for now, until the landowners are pacified a little bit, because right now they are so upset that they would immediately just jump out of the government anyway. Oh, there's a bit of electricity shortages. Is there power plants? Yeah, there's at least one power plant being built. More fertilizer plants as well, so explosive, yeah, there's going to be a lot more supply of those. I'm just going to go ahead and increase the construction speed over... Oh, that's already at 10. Alright, well, let's go to the capital then. Get another... at least 2 in there. And the thing is, as the economy grows, the amount of investments into the investment pool also grow quite a bit. So we can keep on just letting the private sector do all the work of constructing. The standard of living is now 11.5, so that's the highest that it's been thus far. Literacy rate is also still growing slowly. I mean, it's admittedly we should not have gone for the private schooling really to get the literacy rate up a lot faster, but oh well, it still works. Just perhaps not quite as effectively. We are also about to get the mutual funds, which that will be quite interesting. More minting, less interest rate. Not that we have a lot of loans to be paid anyway. And then it unlocks the publicly traded for financial districts and commercialized agriculture in land reform. That could be quite useful. Then we'll be getting the volcanization, which is going to lead to the even better tools. I don't know if we have a lot of rubber available, though. Ooh, Home Affairs investment increase. How much do we actually have there? Oh, right, we're also getting the law enforcement back to level 3, aren't we? What's this, then? British Republic versus Walia. Oh, and there's the mutual funds. There we go. This is in India, isn't it? Definitely feels like it. So what is this about? Annexation. Oh. Regime change. I'm just going to declare neutrality over there. Okay, so we are still getting a lot of money. The investment pool is still growing. How are we looking on market access? So we've got full market access, so infrastructure is not a problem. We got still plenty of bureaucracy. We could have a bit more convoys, I suppose. Go ahead and build another port in our capital. So that way we can... yeah, now we're losing the investment pool about 20,000 per week. So that's kind of what we want it to be. Well, we could also just increase the bureaucracy even further to get more taxation in. Ooh, socialism is spreading. Alright then. Go out and queue that up after the hand-crank machine gun. So the Philippines are having a revolution in there. Alright then. As you were. But there we go. Construction speed is now over 300. There's a lot of foreign construction going on as well, mostly mines and such. Let's actually have a look at the liberty size. It's still... oh, it's actually increasing. Because the economic dependence has been dropping a lot. They only have 85% higher GDP than we do. So that's already making quite a difference in there. Plus, you know, high liberty size... well, actually... yeah, no, they've still got the prestige advantage. There's the base value and we've got poor relations with them. But there we go. The Parliamentary Republic has now progressed to the voting phase. And I suppose we could probably go ahead and build up a little bit more of the army. It will cost us a little bit, but it's not too bad. We'll have 130 battalions at that point. Admittedly, it probably won't force the Chinese hand to actually give us the independence yet. We also won't really have a lot of help from most nations. Wait, is France... right, they owe an obligation to Great Qing. I forgot about that. We do have our own tributary, at least. Or, well, actually, no, it's not our tributary. No, but they would help us. We got... yeah, no, I don't think Independence War is going to happen anytime soon, or if at all. But we are probably still going to get the GDP up quite a bit, although it has dropped a little bit. It's back to 70.3 million. Because we're doing a lot of construction work, or, you know, building... the things that don't actually increase the GDP directly. But there is also a whole lot of things... oh, explosive factory. Well, there we go. That will be very handy. That's in Quambuk, where we got the sulfur mines already using explosives. There might be a little bit more mortality. I think that's alright. We'll just have to live with that. Right, so with all the... even actually all the construction that we're doing, we're still making money. Well, we were making money. Oh, right, because one of the buildings just got done. So there was a week of reshuffling the efforts there to build some other things. Oh, there we go. Law enforcement level 3. Very good. Now, where do we have the highest tax deficit? Zhengzhou. Well, we could get another government administration or two there. The man on the street. Disagreements between petty bourgeoisie and the intelligentsia are causing conflicts in government. I don't know if I want to lose 25% authority, so which one of these we can afford angering a little bit? I think the intelligentsia, actually. Well, either one, to be fair. Oh, we lost some of the agitators. Do we have, Oh, who's this then? Traditionalist agitator. Alright then. That state religion, yeah, no, we're not going to do that. There's quite a bit of support for it, though. We're not going to go for it, at least not yet. Oh, there we go. Almost a 72 million in GDP. We're still number 9, though. So I'm guessing the Russians have managed to... Oh, yeah. There's less than 500,000 difference. We can do this. We did increase the army size a little bit, and the private sector is doing a whole lot of construction. We're getting some of the power plants now, which we definitely do need. Also, that's Yangzhou, so that's the southwestern one. Oh, no, that's the northwestern one, sorry. And southwestern one is the Yangzhou. Zhengzhou is also going to be requiring a bit of extra infrastructure. I suppose what we could do is just build another port in there. I'm letting the private sector build the railways, because those will need to be privatized anyway. But the ports will not. And that gives us, of course, more convoys to do trading with, which, speaking of which, we've got a few... Oh, wow, that opium trade route is pretty lucrative. Yeah, no, the productivity of 227, that is insane. That is also taking most of the convoys that we have, so, you know, that causes a bit of issues there, but yeah, that's pretty good. Pretty good. Now, how's the investment pool? It's actually, well, I suppose while we're doing a lot of construction work our own, it's not really dropping too much. But one of the things that we could do is just keep on increasing construction sectors even further. I know that we already got the boost in our capital. If we have a look at the decrees, we've got the road maintenance in there, so that already gets the 10% boost for construction efficiency. And if we boost it even further, we can basically, well, we can get a lot out of this, let's just say. But we're also starting to run below 200,000 peasants in here, so we may need to start going a little bit heavier into automation. I suppose one of the things that we could do is just, for example, get the rail transportation in here. For the logging camp. It will potentially reduce the standard of living temporarily for the people that got just sacked there, but that's alright. They'll find some other work elsewhere. Oh dear, our admiral has died. That ain't good. Let's see, we could get the... What does the cautious do? Less morale loss. I mean, that's not a really bad one. Sure, we'll recruit that one. So our fleet is now back in full strength. And we're all... Oh, there we go. We've overtaken Russia. There we are now to catch up with Prussia and Jing. The difference is still about 50... No, actually, that's over 60... Or almost 60 million in difference between Jing and us. Okay, yeah, so we've got quite a bit of work there. To catch up. And then it's the... Well, I suppose we're doing the construction work. The construction sectors, yeah. This shouldn't take too long. We're also getting some ports. Or one port, I suppose. So that will give us a bit more. We still got 15 million in investment pool, though. I suppose we're doing a lot of construction work by the government, so that does stretch it out a bit further, I suppose you could say. Oh, there we go, 73.5 million. If we do have a look at the percentage in here on the... Yeah, it's now only 79% difference. That's, honestly, that's getting better and better. They got only 14% of our GDP owned by their things. Ooh, and there we go, we got Parliamentary Republic. Got a new Chancellor. And let's have a look. I could request market control. They would not accept that, but I'm going to do it anyway. That's going to keep our limited time basically maxed out for a good while. Also keeps the relations bad. So that means that they won't be able to stop us. Oh, and now our flag has finally changed. Well, there we go. So, there probably still wouldn't be anyone supporting us. At least not guaranteed. Oh, hold on a minute. Is our legitimate... Oh, boy. Authority has dropped quite drastically. Okay, we may need to go ahead and remove the decree for the road maintenance at least. Is there anything else that we're using other than... Well, I suppose there's a couple of taxes in there. That we could maybe go ahead and drop... Right, the income has dropped quite a bit. Investment pool is reducing in size a lot currently, but that's alright. There's a whole lot of construction going on by the private sector. Actually, it's building already on the second page there. So yeah, that's probably going to be a fairly significant increase in there. So actually, what does it directly do? Like, what's the exact change in here? The legitimacy, of course, changes. There's less authority, and the power of aristocrats has gone down. The political power, anyway. Right, we've got 11.6 in standard of living, so that's at least improving. I do actually wonder, would there be anyone now perhaps willing to support our independence? Nope. Unfortunately not. But there we go. So who is actually our leader currently? Ah, this is Petit Bourgeoisie. Could I suppose now that I changed the law, I could probably go ahead and reform the government, couldn't I? Oh, right, Petit Bourgeoisie. Okay, so it was that one. So it's the biggest party controls that. Okay, so we changed the ruler a little bit. Is there any other laws that we might want to change right now? We can't change the taxation laws. We could well, universal suffrage, there's a little bit of support for it, but not really that much. We're still keeping the no migration controls. So property women, they would be... Oh, that would radicalize a lot of people. Right of assembly also wouldn't really work right now. I think we're just going to let this law stay for a little bit. Let things simmer down a bit. There we go. Oh, what's this then? First to support independence. You're Italy's puppet. You know what? Yeah, sure. I don't think we'll be actually called into that. Although, how strong is Italy anyway? They don't have that massive military. They probably have a lot better military than we do, mind you, but it's not that much bigger. Oh, hey, wait a minute. Are we... We're still a tributary, aren't we? Yeah, we're still definitely part of the market. I'm pretty sure that the... Yeah, we're still... Oh, 67,000 per week. Jing. Yeah, no, that's definitely causing some issues. Oh, and they're supporting our regime now. Well, that does increase the legitimacy, which does mean that we'll hopefully get a bit more loyalists. Maybe not a huge amount. I suspect that that will still help. Are they... And actually, the... Alright, I can't actually demand the independence. I think another thing that we might want to do is just... we'll get another admiral in here. Or maybe we'll just create a new fleet. For this, we need to get a leader. I think convoy radar is actually going to work perfectly for this one. We're going to get some frigates. Just going to be 10 light ships. That's going to give us a bit more fleet. Going to give it more prestige. It's also going to allow us to then protect some of the convoys if we do end up in another war. And it's also going to allow us to do convoy raiding if need be. And there we go, 11.7 standard of living. So things are improving. I suppose the reduced taxation probably help a little bit. The American flu spreads. Oh dear. When will this plague end? The face of revolution. Policemen changing rumors of alleged planned communist uprising. No, 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 no. Clearly there's nothing happening. Oh, but vulcanization is almost going to be done. Do we actually have any rubber on the market? That's probably going to be our first question here. No. But we do know that our puppet over here does have the ability. The question is there's probably not enough population in there to even get started with that, so that's going to be kind of pointless effort. I don't suppose there's probably... No, I suppose what we could do is we could start importing some rubber. I suppose if there's no demand for it, then yeah, let's wait for the research to be done first. Then we'll switch like one set of the tooling workshops. Let's see, that's 13 levels, that's maybe a bit too much. 18 levels. 15 levels, 14 levels, and 20 levels. Okay, so, sure. I guess we'll just go over here, for example, then. Switch to the machine steel tools. So we don't need as much wood. We need a lot more rubber, though. So we need to set up a trade route for that. And hopefully we can find something that is large in quantity. I don't know if they have a lot of it. I suppose it might partially be because we don't have that much... demand for it yet, so the levels are going to be somewhat small. Let's have a look at the productivity. So Egyptian market would be okay. I think we're going to go with the hold on, some Bengali market. Start importing from there. We already got some good trades with them. But yeah, now there is a huge input shortage of that. Let's have a look. Yeah, we're getting 7 currently. It's probably going to start increasing in levels very quickly, mind you. Oh, yeah, there's already 18. Is that my trade route? Yeah, it's my trade route from Bengal. So that's going to allow us to get a lot more tools produced. Well, eventually. Right now, it's not going to be all that great. Oh, dynamite is spreading up. Brilliant. We've been waiting for that. I suppose there's not a lot of other options to spread to. I mean, I suppose there's aniline. And then, of course, treasury machines. But yeah, so it was 1 in 3 chance there. Also, I suppose there is the textile mills can switch to the elastics. That would require more rubber, which we do not have in the market. So never mind. We'll wait until we have some more available. And then we'll go from there. But yeah, we're getting the naval bases built. It's going to cost us a little bit. The investment pool is still almost at 15 million. The GDP has already grown to 74 million, though. So there's been definitely a pretty good growth in there. Admittedly, Jing has also grown to 133, so their GDP is finally starting to increase. The standard of living has also improved a little bit recently. Well, relatively recently. Let's see, so I suppose the textile mills aren't really going to be worthwhile. Well, switching to the elastics quite yet, because we do not have rubber. I do wonder, though, do we have... no, we can't declare any more interest right now, either. That's a bit unfortunate. We're still on full Liberty Desire, so that's at least good. And Radical Spain, oh wow. There's even more Spains. Population's already grown to 31.7 million, so we're number 9 in the world on that. Standard of living, on the other hand, we're not very high on the list, but there's a lot of smaller nations that have very high standard of living because they got such a massive wages for people because, you know, they don't have enough workers for anything. But there we go. So how is the distance between us and Russians? It's still less than 1 million. Their GDP has definitely been improving as well recently. Although not to the same degree as ours has. Bengal's had a bit of a collapse there, actually. Interesting. And they're down to 120 million already. I think they might still be going down. Right, German leadership in south? Oh, right, it's a diplomatic play. So Prussia still hasn't... Oh, wow. Yeah, Spain's having another revolution there. Norway's having a revolution. And then, yeah, Austria and Prussia are going to be fighting off there. Yeah, fair enough, fair enough. I've still got about 500,000 debt to pay, so I'm going to let that be taken care of at least. In the meanwhile, the private sector is still building a whole lot of things. A lot of industries, some mines, some railways, and even more things. So Yangho still got a bit of a electricity shortage. Oh, we've got some decisions available. And they... right. I forgot about this. We'll do some measures, but we're not going to go too harsh on the economy because... Oh, that's probably what's happening in Bengal as well, isn't it? Yeah, that is quite a hit on the GDP there. Oh, that also it reduces the throughput of the construction sector, of course. That makes perfect sense, mind you. I just didn't realise that initially there. Ominous criminality. We're not going to antagonise them too much. And appear in our capital. Oh dear. Well, that's unfortunate. So do we have anything else? Right, the market access is now, of course, reduced as well in some of those states. Actually, most of our states right now. Transportation shortage in our capital. Okay, are they building any more railways? You know, I'm just going to go ahead and spend some government construction to build some railways in our capital. We'll build like several levels in there, actually. Because we are going to need that. Oh, and we've got good relations with Bengal right now. I suppose they probably would not be willing to support our independence. No, they would not. Probably wouldn't be able to get defensive back either. Even with a... well, let's actually double check. There's only 3 points there with the obligation, so no, that would not really do. Oh, wow. So there's Bengali-Prussian Union, Anti-Prussian Association, and Anti-Spanish Society. Well, they've got quite a bit of going on in there. A lot of anti-people, I suppose. Oh, 11.8. I think we're going to definitely... In the next few years, we'll probably get well over 12 standard of living. Of course, once we... Oh, yeah, the economy is definitely taking a hit, though. You know what? We are going to fund that journal. Psychoanalysis is going to get 6,000 points towards being researched, so that should be good. At this point, well, we are going to get the hand-grenade machine gun. We might just go ahead and focus on some more of the society things. Once again, because production is almost done with tier 3. Military is almost done with tier 3. It's actually going to start You know, we'll put the ironclads in there, so just so we can start upgrading our fleet a little bit. Although, probably not everything. We can upgrade the heavy ships, that's about it. American flu spreads into... Oh dear. Fair enough, well... I'm hoping that our economy can rebound after the pandemic. Let's see, so we've got still 120,000 peasants in here. Once we go below 100,000, we really need to start doing some automation. There is also a decent bit of... Oh yeah, the arms industry is not really high in recruiting. But I suppose that's understandable. We are taking a bit of debt right now because we're building the railways in our capital, but that's going to be done in the... Well, some of that's going to be done in a couple months. Oh, well, I see that we are actually out of time for this episode, so if you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe if you haven't already. I'll check out the links down below in the description, but other than that, thank you very much for watching. Until next time, bye-bye.